What is going on, Halo fans? Luke the Notable here. Today we're going to be talking about if it's possible to get the Achilles Helmet solo. I mean, you join your own Spartan company, you're the only member in that Spartan company, you do all of the commendations, and you unlock the Achilles Helmet. Before we start, just for a normal human being that goes to work, sleeps, goes to school, whatever you may do throughout the day, for a normal human being, this is not possible, so don't start your own Spartan company and try to do this yourself. You're probably definitely going to fail. While it is in theory possible, the sheer amount of time this would take would just be way too much for any normal human who has any other life outside of Halo. While watching this video, also keep into account that I'm going to be going over different methods of how to get the Achilles Helmet solo, and everything has to go perfectly. There's no human error. Everything is done perfectly. If you have to get 3,000 triple kills, you're going to get 3,000 triple kills in a row the exact same way every single time, which of course wouldn't be possible. So in order to get the Achilles Helmet, you need to complete 20 company commendations that all have huge requirements. And keep in mind that 100 players are all working towards these. They're a group achievement. This isn't some design flaw by 343. I'm not going to list all the commendations because you can just look them all up yourself on any Spartan company's commendation page. One of the most notable ones is No Hard Feelings, which is 486,000 total Spartan kills. And if you were a solo player doing this, you would have to get every single one of those kills. What's interesting is other commendations can overlap, meaning if you get one of your kills as an assassination, you will get one of those Spartan kills added to your total commendation, and you'll also get a point for assassination. So I tried to find the most efficient way to knock out all of the commendations all at once. Let me just give you an example. To get the Achilles Helmet solo, you would need to get 4,900 long distance kills, 9,700 triple kills or above, or 3,233 triple kills, and 14,600 sniper medals. That's medals like Snapshot, Airborne Snapshot, or Snipletaneous. So, if you lined up 3 people in a row on the enemy team, you snapshotted all 3 of them, you would get 3 snapshot medals, 1 Snipletaneous medal, a triple kill medal, and 3 kills while low health if you did this while one shot. If you did this one scenario 3,650 times all in a row, you would achieve 14,600 sniper medals, well over 4,900 long distance kills, 10,950 total kills, and 10,950 total kills above triple kills, which would also fill that other requirement. And you'd also get 10,950 power weapon kills. If you still had the will to live, after that, you could knock out 3,880 cluster lucks, last shots, sayonars or fastball, 38,900 grenade kills, and 4,850 from the grave medals if you have 2 enemies stand near each other, have them both shoot you, and right as you die, throw a grenade that kills them both. You'll get 1 cluster luck medal, 2 from the grave medals, and 2 grenade kills. After you do this for 19,450 times, you would fulfill all of the challenges that I said before. But even then, you would only have about 10% of the kills you need for the No Hard Feelings 500,000 kill commendation. So let's talk about how long this would actually take. And I don't have any raw numbers because I'm not going to go test this and kill my friends 40,000 times. For this example, we'll be using the First Strike commendation, and the First Strike commendation requires that you get 7,300 First Strike medals to get the Achilles Helmet. Now in the past, I've done tons of videos on measuring average game time, looking at rec points per hour, so I have a pretty good understanding of how long game modes take. SWAT is by far the fastest. Normally these games take about 4.5 minutes on average, and Warzone is by far the longest. On average, these games go to 14 minutes. However, I've played Warzone games that can last 30 minutes. Now the tricky thing about the First Strike commendation is you technically can't get it in a single game of Warzone because you have to play 7,300 games. And you might say, well Luke, you could just quit out right after you get the First Strike medal, but because we're playing on one account, that will most likely get you banned unless you know of some secret way to quit out of games that no one else knows about. So that's probably not going to work. So best case scenario is you probably would want to play SWAT to get your First Strike commendations because it's the fastest games. But I think most people would find it more efficient to play a mix of SWAT and Warzone. Do some of the commendations in SWAT just to get them out of the way, get maybe some headshot commendations, and then go on later to play Warzone so you can get things like Promethean kills, Marine kills, things that you can't get in SWAT. So if we average the time between SWAT and Warzone average game times, we get 9.25 minutes as our average game time, and that would be if we played 50% of our games in SWAT, 50% of our games in Warzone. But just to make these numbers a little bit nicer, let's say that our average game time gets docked down to 8 minutes. Let's also make this pretty ideal. Let's say that you only have a 1-minute wait time between every single one of those 7,300 matches. Let's say you live in America and you have a really good connection. I used a formula that I came up with for a rec pack video for Chaotix Gaming that allowed me to find the games per hour as long as you knew the average game time in seconds and the average wait time in seconds. And the games per hour, assuming we play 8-minute games and have 1-minute periods between each game, is 6.6 games per hour. From that, it was actually very simple to find out how many days I would have to spend playing getting first strike medals, and that came out to 46 days. And remember, that is with perfect average game times, 1-minute wait times between each games, no stopping for breaks, no stopping for food, eating, going to the bathroom, whatever it may be. And don't forget that you also have to get a first strike medal every single game. And even if you only do 80% efficiency, meaning 80% of the games you getting a first strike medal, that number jumps up to almost 60 days of playtime for this one commendation. Now for the whole video so far, we've been kind of talking in a fantasy land, but let's just talk a little bit real for a second. Let's say we are 30% effective in getting our first strike medals. It is going to take us, assuming we take 8 hours a day for not only sleeping but eating, so we're going to put all of those things that you do as a normal human being in those 8 hours. So maybe you sleep for 6, you eat for 30, go to the bathroom for another hour and a half because you had some G Fuel. Assuming you take those normal breaks and are working at 30% efficiency for your first strike medals, it's going to take you 204 days just to complete the first strike commendation. That actually kind of sounds a little possible. I mean, let's just look at my stats. I have about 16 hours of gameplay in Halo 5 Guardians to this date, and I've gotten about 50,000 kills. So let's say that we have 200 days of Halo 5 Guardians gameplay. Technically, it would be about 150 of actual playtime, and it would take you 200 days. So if we just take my number of 50,000 kills, multiply that by 10, that's 500 kills. That's pretty much enough for the No Hard Feelings commendation. And in all of that playtime, if you could set it up, I think it might be possible to get all of those other medals, though it would be very difficult. But then again, that assumes that every single day you're playing Halo for 16 hours. Doesn't have to be straight, because you have an 8-hour break in between, but 16 hours of Halo. I mean, that sounds great, maybe like 1 or 2 days out of a month, but every single day? I am sure you would become obese from the sedentary lifestyle. You would probably develop pressure ulcers on your ass from sitting in your chair for that long. Either way, this point drives home that this is not going to be a quick task. So let's look at Halo 2. Halo 2 was released on November 9th, 2004. On April 15th, 2010, Halo 2 was disabled on Xbox Live, meaning you could play the game on your original Xbox, but you couldn't actually log on. So let's say this happened for Halo 5. That's only 1,983 days, or just over 5 years of playtime. So we would have to do this in 5 years, without stopping, no breaks. I don't know if it's really possible, man. The game probably will stop existing or shut off before you're even done with that. Hell, Halo 6 will definitely be out less than 5 years from now. Halo 7 might even be out 6 years from now. 2 Halo games will pass, and you'll still be playing Halo 5 trying to get the Achilles Helmet. Do whatever you want, man. It's not a dumb idea, but I'm just saying, it's probably not going to happen. But none of this means that the Achilles Helmet is an unfair achievement. It's an achievement made for very dedicated players, 100 of them to get. You will not see a casual player holding the Achilles Helmet unless he very luckily got accepted to a company that just got it for him. And this isn't a problem. This isn't a problem at all. You're not supposed to get this helmet solo. Though I think it would be really cool to have a helmet that was unlockable with 1% of all of the Achilles kill commendations that you could do solo, and that would be for anyone that doesn't have access to a good company, doesn't have a lot of friends, or doesn't know any popular YouTubers. Either way, to answer your question, can you get the Achilles Helmet solo? Technically, yes. Feasibly, no. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up button. That really helps me out. Also, if you've never seen me before, check out the rest of my content and subscribe. I do tons of tips and tricks videos for actual problems. This was just something fun that I wanted to do, and it turned out to be kind of interesting. Thank you all for watching. Stay notable, and I'll see you in the next video.